haunted piece of property. That's so fun.
Yeah.
Hey, Sammy.
Maybe 2015 or so, 2014, when we did that.
Hey, Sammy.
I could swear it was 2006 we did
We're
that,
headed
Kim.
to dinner.
I could be wrong, but
have dessert for me, girl. Hey, Jeremy.
Hey, Jeremy.
Jeremy, if you need any guests on your show, please reach out to Kim Johnston. You'll see how great she is in a minute. Your books are amazing.
Oh, they are.
Loved your writing.
I love her books.
Thank you.
I've got every one of her books signed by Kim, so now I get to finally return the favor and send her one of my signed books.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, we need to get the revision 2 because it's going to have some information that she'll like. Maybe get the revision 1 and the revision 2.
I'll send her both versions.
That's a great idea. So
I've always appreciated Kim because she put me in several of her books, and I really appreciated that. It meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
Kim's the first one that ever had me have my name printed in a book. And I tell you what, my granddaughter loves them. Just loves them. She's bought every one of your books.
Oh, that's cool.
I told her, I said, you need to buy Lee's books and you need to buy Kim Johnston's books.
I bought your books, and when my daughter moved out, she took them. I got to get them again. It's like, where'd they go? And I was like, oh, I know where they went.
That's great.
Oh, Greg Koss, it just popped up. Bless him. He's had some technical problems too. A few gremlins. So be aware. If we have any problems, we'll fix it. We'll find a way.
It's that Mercury retrograde just messing everything up.
Well, we had that blood moon that was also an eclipse.
Have y'all seen the moon tonight? How beautiful it is.
It's gorgeous.
I was going over the lake.
By 2 damn big pine trees that I can't see over. So I'm like, this sucks because I wanted to see a red moon.
It is beautiful, but I was going over the lake. I live out near the right up from the lake, and when I was going over, and this thing looks huge, of course, and over the water,
over that lake, it's right on the water. It's a beautiful.
I bet that's beautiful,
right there, Gwen.
Gwen, you should have took some pictures of the moon off reflection off the lake. I bet that's pretty cool.
Well, I had people behind me, and I thought about stopping, but I was trying to get home.
Gotcha.
Gwen, tell them about that creature that we both have seen on that bridge. He's the perfect person.
The one I have seen, it's a big black dog. And when I say a big black dog, it's the size of a horse-ish, maybe bigger. And I don't mean a little horse. I mean a full-grown horse. And it's got green eyes that glow at you. Yeah, it's got green eyes that glow at you. And
green eyes.
First time I saw it, I was like, kind of like, am I really seeing this? And I'm going across the bridge, and I'm like, and I was like, should I slow down? And then I was thinking, no, I am not slowing down, because if this thing's real, I'm not stopping.
No, time to move. One of the things that Gwen never panics because she used to be a medic. So when she called me, it's like, I just saw this dog, on the bridge. I'm like, okay, she's tired. But then I go over it like a couple of weeks later because she didn't panic. Anybody else would be, final alarm fire. Oh my God, I just saw this horse-sized dog on this bridge. It was coming towards me as I was driving over it. It was like galloping towards me, and it's a horse. Hey, Lee.
Hey, Lee. I've been blowing up my phone taking pictures.
Well, I was not stopping, and I was not slowing down like a dummy. No, that's seen them horror movies. No. But
me and A are going to see about a black dog the size of a horse. I'll finally look it up while we're talking. So, Kim, you have done lots of things with the paranormal, but you also have cryptid experience.
That's right. Yeah.
I want to hear how that came about.
Yeah, so I've always been interested in both, just paranormal and cryptids from a very young age. But it wasn't until I moved into a house that was haunted that I got firsthand experience with what it's like to live in a haunted house, to experience the paranormal firsthand. So I kind of had to face my fears when all of that started happening. This was maybe 20 2011, when it first started happening, I started having sleep paralysis, out of body experiences, and my kids were being affected by spirits and other things they were hearing and seeing in the house after we moved there. And eventually my husband experienced it too, which he was kind of in denial for the first 2 years we lived in this home. But it just kind of built from there. Once I went through it myself and kind of had to face my own fears, I wanted to start helping other people going through the same thing. And that's how I met Blaine. And I was very fortunate because I didn't know what the heck I was doing. And he kind of showed me the ropes and helped me. He was my mentor. Still is my mentor.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So,
but it was fun teaching you because you were willing to learn and you listened to what I told you. You took what I taught you and used it to help you investigate and help families. So I did what I was supposed to do. I'm proud of that. We
did, and we helped a lot of people. I've been doing it about 15 years. I don't help as many families, not as frequently now. We take maybe 1 or 2 cases a year now. But there for a while, we had more business than we can manage. We were helping a lot of folks. But it wasn't until maybe 2018 is when I really got this experience firsthand with something that I cannot explain. Maybe a cryptid, maybe an alien. Don't think it was Bigfoot. It just doesn't match. But I got this email from a potential client, and the title of the email was, "My farm has a portal." And I was like, okay, well, I'm intrigued. And over the course of a couple of weeks, we had phone conversations, emails, and text messages back and forth. And he was describing just so many different things. It was paranormal. It was possibly interdimensional, and possibly alien and cryptid all mixed together. It was just the craziest location, the craziest stories I've ever heard. And I got to experience that firsthand. And I tell you what, it changed my life. It changed how I thought about paranormal and cryptids going forward. It had that kind of impact on me. But to kind of set this up, this was a 40-acre farm, essentially in the middle of nowhere. Appalachian Mountains, the foothills in North Alabama. And this guy had bought this piece of property in the 1990s. He had lived there already for quite a while. It was a 1940s, just a cute little farmhouse. To make matters worse for him, about 500 feet from his front porch was an Indian burial mound. So, I mean, it's hard to tell what activity is connected to what out there because there's just so much going on, so much energy. It was his little house was there at the base of one of these foothills, and about halfway up this mountain, this foothill, is a cave. And this cave had been known about since at least the 1800s. There was documents showing where the Civil War soldiers would mine saltpeter from it for their gunpowder. So there's just an incredible amount of history, but it's basically in the middle of nowhere, heavily forested for most of the property, a lot of hiding spots for these entities that live out there. Some of the things that he told me before I even went were sometimes the mountain just made noises, and there was these big boulders at the base of it, and he said some nights it just sounded like 100 horses galloping across those boulders is how he described it. And he said at times it sounded like they were just about to gallop right through his house. There were tremors that would rattle his windows sometimes coming from the mountain. he and his dog actually saw something in these tall weeds out in the pasture. He had horses out there one summer. The weeds were really tall, but he thinks it was Dogman. He only saw the top of its head.
Ooh.
It was had these hairy ears that were really tall. The creature itself was fairly tall. And by the time he and his dog spotted it and the dog took off to go see what it was gone. And it was way too fast to track. He didn't know where it went. But that's not the only thing. He also encountered some things that looked like Mothman. There was a winged entity that would land on the roof of his house with that tin roof, and he could hear it, and sometimes he got a glimpse of it. And the first few years of this occurring with this winged entity showing up, it was just one. And then over time, there were two, and then there were three. And it just keeps going on and on. He even saw a UFO on his back porch one night sitting there. It was an oval-shaped craft, and it made a strange humming noise. And there were no lights to it, but he could make out the shape against the night sky, and it just flew right over his mountain behind the trees. And when I looked at the map to see where, if there were any other UFO sightings like this in his area, the map was just lit up with dots of reports.
Holy moly.
Yeah, so lots of UFO sightings in this area to boot. He would experience sometimes the bad smells, the odd smells, musty, almost like a dead animal kind of smell. I have smelled that myself. I think I know what he's talking about. It's pretty bad. Yeah, I've smelled that around my house recently, so I have a feeling that whatever that is, I've got them too where I live.
Oh my goodness!
But he has the bad smells. Some of the darker things that have happened there. This was right around the time that I was going to investigate the very first time. He found one of his cats ripped in two in his yard.
Oh my God!
And he couldn't explain it because, if it'd been a coyote, let's say, they would have eaten it, or you would have only found part of the cat.
Yeah, you would have.
But this cat was just in two pieces, but laid out together, and hadn't been eaten or gnawed on, just ripped in two. And there wasn't blood pooled around it. There wasn't blood droplets anywhere else in the yard. No tracks of coyote or anything. Just his dead cat. That wasn't the only cat that met an unfortunate end. He had another one he called Tom, and he just found him like laying out he had a shelf or something in his yard, and it had its little paws wrapped around one of the posts of that piece of furniture, but it was dead, and its eyes were wide and its mouth was open, just like it had been scared to death, and no other explanation except for maybe a spot of blood on the back of his head.
Oh wow!
And he just thought, well, maybe it was either frightened to death. Like, it's just so bizarre.
It is bizarre.
But he because of that spot of blood, he thought, okay, if someone shot it, I need to know. So what he did is he took that cat and he cremated it on his property, and it was taking a while. So and the sun was going down, so he threw a metal barrel over it and a heavy rock on top of it to hold that barrel in place. And he was going to come back the very next day with his metal detector and check and see if he could find a bullet. Well, when he got back the next day, that barrel had been knocked over. The rock had been thrown about 30 feet from the site of the fire, and there was no remains to be found of the cat.
Oh,
So
goodness.
it's almost like whatever. And when he left the night before, it was already pretty much just a few bones left, right? And everything else had been disintegrated or burned to ash. And but he's like, whatever that was that knocked that barrel over and took the remains of the cat, it's almost like they didn't want him to find whatever caused that spot of blood on the back of that cat.
Yeah.
So just very bizarre. Another thing that happens there, and it happened to not just him, but a neighbor that visited him as well, was the passenger side door of the car you're sitting in or driving up the driveway will just be snatched open and flung open. And this has happened when people were driving in the driveway. This has happened to him when he was just sitting in his truck in front of the house. Something will just snatch the passenger door open. And he says you can't see it, but you can hear it. There's like a rustling, there's like a wind, there's a motion to it, whatever this is.
It is a Native American spirit, Kim.
And that would not be surprising.
Yeah.
That would not be surprising considering that the burial ground is right there.
Well, especially where he is up in North Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
The Trail of Tears, a lot of Cherokees from South Alabama went up in the hills to get away from the Trail of Tears.
Yeah, that would be spot on.
Wow.
So there's just a lot going on when we went into this case. I wasn't overly concerned because up to this point, I guess I've been investigating maybe 7, 8 years. By that point, nothing had really scared me. I had mostly, positive experiences in my investigations. I was concerned because I didn't like the idea of something harming the cats.
No, me either.
Oh, yeah.
Right. But this didn't feel, any more negative or out of the ordinary than what I had already handled. And Blaine knows that we have handled some pretty severe cases. So,
do you remember when we were at that little cemetery in Shelby County by the old schoolhouse, where that winged creature come out of the graveyard at us?
I don't.
Yeah, I think I had to protect you from it because.
Is that the one that you made us leave?
Yeah, I was like, we gotta leave now because this thing is not happy.
Yes.
And it was huge.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's time to go.
Yes, I do remember that.
Protect y'all to a certain extent when it gets physical.
Right.
Unless it's something you can't shoot at.
Yeah.
No.
It was huge.
No.
And I was like,
do a Winchester deal and make your bullets out of salt, shotgun salt.
Yeah.
Well, we both were carrying pistols at the time, so.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't overly concerned about this case. I just figured if I hadn't experienced it in 8 years, I probably wasn't going to. I guess it's my attitude I had going in. But something odd did happen the night before. I don't usually dream about cases. Every once in a while I will, but this night before the investigation, I dreamt that me and Jennifer, my medium that went with me, and Shane, one of my investigators, I dreamt we were on that mountain. Granted, I'd never been there. I just had an idea in my mind. Dreamt that we were on that mountain and a red dragon came slithering down from the top, and it slithered in between us and kind of around us. And I just thought that was really kind of bizarre. It didn't feel too scary, but it was somewhat concerning. Jennifer had a different experience, but also kind of frightening the night before. She was woken up by, because she's a medium, she felt a presence in her home, and it was not good. And her first thought was, how did it get past all of my safeguards that I have put up, all the protection I have around my home? and she, it was this child, this little girl with black eyes, staring at her, really close to her face. And her first thought was just like, "How'd you get in here? And you have to leave." Like,
Is that the same Jennifer I know?
yes.
Okay.
And yeah. So she was like, that was unnerving. She thought she was protected, and here this thing is breaching her protection coming through.
Sounds like she needed one more layer of protection.
Yeah. So we both had
Or it came in with her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It may have come in attached to her some kind of way, because that's happened to me.
Right.
And that's very possible, because she's still fairly new at doing this, so she don't know all the way. She's getting better. She knows a lot of stuff, but there's stuff that I still have to go, oh shit, I need to do this. Or I need to call upon this spirit guide, or I need to call upon this tribe for a little bit extra protection. Because I don't know if you watched my episode of Monster Quest.
Not yet, no.
Oh, okay.
It's awesome.
I am on episode 2 this season. Lee's on episode 5 and Gwen's on episode 6.
Okay.
The thing I had to deal with in Iraq, I can say it now, it was a jinn, because my episodes aired like 19 times already, so most people have seen it. I won't give you the whole story of it because I want you to watch it. I think you'll enjoy it. I think I did okay.
You did more than okay. You did great. You really did.
But that was one thing that I had never faced before. It's like, okay, I can deal with spirits, with malevolent spirits, but when you have a cryptid like a jinn come after you, that's a whole different ballgame.
Yes, it is. And it changes. It rocked my world. It changed my perspective when I encountered mine. And this place, even just driving there, like everything was fine until we got about 10 minutes from the place. Jennifer was riding with me. She was so sick, so nauseous. And it was just getting worse and worse the closer we got. And then I became disoriented. I was using GPS. I was driving, but I took a turn I wasn't supposed to take. And I was just lost in the middle of this dark woods on a dirt road and nowhere all of a sudden. And me and Jennifer were just like, how did that happen? Like, how'd we get here? And so that was bizarre, but we did end up making it to the farm safely. And the first several hours we were there, I was totally fine. We had so much fun. It was December. It wasn't too cold and it wasn't hot.
Nice.
And we were just having the best time. You know how it is when you get together with your friends, you don't get to see very often.
I know. And
we were just cutting up and talking and, doing our work too. We're investigating. And, but we were just having the time of our lives and, exploring this house and exploring this mountainside and checking out this cave. We couldn't go inside the cave because it's just like a 40-foot drop. But the entrance is, but it goes really far back, and there's lots of people that have explored it, with the right equipment. But as we were doing we did a spirit box session on the front porch of this old house, and one of the questions I asked was, what's in that cave? What's coming out of that cave? Is what's bothering us here? Or bothering the client here. And the immediate response was Satan. And I was like, oh. I just kind of cringed because the client was standing there listening to it too. And I just hate for people to latch on to something like that and be even more afraid than they were.
Well, we know we've had false people that say they're Satans, especially at the Rockford House.
Yeah. So and of course, that's what I think. So I'm just, well, this is just them trying to scare us or whatever. So we do our investigation. We climb that mountain. We're doing some tree knocks and other things. We even had a friend of mine who's a Bigfoot hunter, Bigfoot Bob, with us just to make sure that to look for any signs or listen for any evidence that it could be Bigfoot, because we didn't know what it could be. But that's not what we were picking up on. And it was really kind of quiet, to be honest. And we were wrapping up, and it was towards that end of the night. I decided, or someone asked me to light a stick of sage and just to make an offering to our native ancestors.
Awesome. I taught you well.
Yeah. So I lit that stick of sage. I'm standing in front of the house, kind of to the side, and I get it smoking really good. And I take a step towards the side yard, which is, next to the woods. And, it just goes uphill from there. And as soon as I took that first step with that stick of sage, and I'm standing there by myself, I heard this clicking, clanking noise that was unnatural, that did not belong in the woods, that I could tell. And it shot out like a beam of energy into my chest. I don't know how else to explain it. It hit me in the chest, center of the chest, and I immediately froze. And I was full of terror.
I bet so. Yes.
I can't explain it. But my first reaction, besides the terror, the reaction to the noise was, am I hearing glass bottles clanking together? And I'm like, no, that can't be right. We're in the woods. That doesn't make sense. But that was my first thought. My second thought was, okay, well, maybe it's a chain. Maybe somebody's in the woods and has a chain, and it's running across something metal, like a chain running across metal, or a fence. Maybe there's a fence. I kept thinking, maybe we're going to find this, But I was completely frozen, and that's when Bigfoot Bob, my friend, walked up next to me. He's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No." He's like, "Would you like me to walk with you to do the sage?" And I was like, "Yes, thank you." And then I kind of calmed down, and I was able to finish what I came there to do. And as we were doing that, he was trying to film a little bit in the woods. We actually got our flashlights out. We looked around the edge, the perimeter, to see if we could find anything that would explain that sound that I heard. And there's nothing there. It's just woods. But Gwen, do you have that?
I do. I was going to ask.
I'm going to tell you something about that when after she plays the clip.
All right. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here we go. You want to just tell them what it is? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we actually, after we went and looked at the video, we did our reviewing. We actually caught this creature making this noise at a different moment. It actually did it a few times, but this clip is just one time, and it's on a loop, so you'll hear it several times.
All right, here we go.
So that one was kind of distant. The one that I heard was right there up close to me. And like I said, it just penetrated my chest with some kind of energy.
Kim, what you experienced?
Can we hear it again? I'd like to hear it again, if you don't mind, please.
Is that okay? Here we go.
I saw a foot. Did you?
I did too.
I did not see that.
It's in the bottom right side of, because the
Yes,
light, and then it's gone, and then the light, and you can see it step twice.
Okay.
You want me to do it again?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch
Yeah,
this.
do it one more time, because I'm gonna double check, because I thought I saw it too.
Okay, I'm gonna do it one time, and we'll stop for a second, and I'll play it again whenever you need.
Just don't look with your eyes. Look with the spirit eyes too, because
That's what I'm doing.
in the last show that was crazy. This is amazing.
All right, you ready?
There it is.
When you start the video, if you count 8 seconds, like 1 Mississippi, 2, like when you get to 8, you'll see that foot come right down.
It comes down, it goes right
It's
back out.
transparent. It's not flesh.
No.
And is it at the bottom right?
Too.
The
Yeah.
bottom right?
It's kind of on the right center.
Okay, because that's where I saw something in the bottom right. I didn't know. So you ready again? Let's do it again. 8 seconds in.
Please, yeah, count 8 seconds.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's there.
See the shin, the ankle, and the foot step down. And that
I think
was
I saw it.
definitely.
Now,
that
Kim,
was in,
what you were experiencing with that loud clicking noise
Thank you,
Mhm.
Christy.
Was
She saw it too.
in Appalachian lore, you know, like in Louisiana, they put bottles on trees, and the Appalachian Mountains, they tap bottles to keep away spirits. You were hearing Appalachian spirits tapping bottles to warn you about the spirits that are there. I'm like, that's
Okay.
Holy
pretty cool.
shit. You're right,
Yeah.
Elaine.
Now that's a new theory I have not heard. You might be right.
Well, I knew
It did
a
look
lot
like
of
a
weird
human
little
foot
stupid
leg, but
facts, and I'm a
it was
history
so big.
buff, so
It was such a big
that's
foot,
pretty
so
cool,
I
Kim.
don't know if it was human, unless
And I
it was
can hear
Bill's
that.
big ass foot. Blade has a size 13 shoe. It's
Yeah,
like,
I just teleported up there and had to mess with Kim and Jennifer and James.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
That's pretty good, Kim. You didn't even know you had that.
Yeah.
Tracy was right. She said if you blink, you'll miss it. And I was trying to listen to
it. It is fast. I mean, quick.
That is so cool.
That's pretty cool,
Wow.
Kim.
Yeah.
You got a gold mine there. That's something.
Yeah, you do.
That's like the Holy Grail kind of thing that people try to get.
If you ever get to go back up there, let me know because I'd love to go with you.
I
Yeah,
would love to go too, but let me tell you, this rabbit hole goes very deep. And the
I
man
like rabbit holes.
the man that owns this property no longer owns it, and it's not because he wanted to sell it. There was some litigation by a cave preservation society that bought the next door property.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly think that they were probably operating under some government as a front for a government agency that wanted to take over this cave and either secure it to prevent whatever was there from harming people, or for some other maybe nefarious or other reason. But he started being harassed. There were men in black that just showed up one day. He was there. He was fixing a fence, and he didn't hear them come up his driveway or nothing. He just turned around, and there was the blacked out SUV and the strange men in suits and sunglasses, and they were harassing him about all kinds of things. And he got tired of that. They had the black helicopter circling above.
Oh my God.
Intimidating him over this property and this dispute about this cave. He was sued. They wanted the access to that cave, and they were disputing the property line. They were saying that it was on their side of the property when it wasn't. Their old survey showed that it wasn't on their side, but because he didn't allow them to come on and explore the cave and do whatever they wanted to the cave, they decided to sue him for access to it. And so he eventually no lawyer would take his case. I actually had to ask my next door neighbor, who just happened to be a real estate attorney, to take his case, because no lawyer in 100 miles of his residence would take the case.
Wow.
They all claimed conflict of interest. And so I know all of this is true because I lived it with him.
Yeah.
And I helped him with all this. And he eventually just decided to split the property. He sold off half of it to the Cave Preservation Society. And eventually he sold the other half as well and just said, I'm done with it. But it's just insane. Just a lot that he had to deal with. And, you know, his whole thing about having us come, he just wanted to know, he never wanted anyone to purchase the property and be harmed. That was his main concern.
Sure.
And he was trying his best to either get the property blessed, get these problems taken care of, or, you know, or for us to just tell him, don't ever sell it because it's bad. You know, he just needed some kind of answer.
Mm-hmm.
And, but that's how it unfortunately ended. And that was just a few years ago that all of this happened. Maybe about 3 years ago.
I hate to hear that.
I do too. It's just so bizarre.
It doesn't surprise me when the secret squirrels start showing up.
Mm-hmm.
If they want some, most of the time they'll try to fight it with them in the domain and just take it anyway.
Yeah.
There's something in that cave, like you said, they don't want out, or there's something in the cave that they want.
Right.
There's either some kind of gemstones in there, there's some kind of minerals they want.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care about preserving that cave. They want what's inside of it. So they just use the cave society,
yeah,
and put on their side where, okay, we'll preserve it. And I'm guessing the cave society probably gave them permission to do what the hell they want.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah, it is sad. And I don't fully understand it, but that's how it ended. So over the years, I have
Amen, Blaine. Amen.
Yeah, I have sent that clip to several people I've talked to over the years, and, you know, just for their input about what kind of creature entity did they think that it was. I've heard everything that from like a predator type alien makes a clicking noise, and they also have cloaking abilities. I've heard that mantids or mantis type aliens click. I've heard that skinwalkers and rakes can click too.
Yeah.
Grays, little gray aliens. But besides your theory, Blaine, that I really like, another one that I thought was fairly credible because of who it was. He was into government intel, and I call him my creature teacher. He has taught me a ton of things as well about cryptids and various ones. He is one of the few people that I've actually talked to that has attempted to classify all these different sightings and encounters, not just the cryptids, but also like the spiritual and the jinn. Like, he's tried to classify them into different groups. When he heard it, he said he was confident that it was a subterranean, like humanoid creature, possibly that lived in that cave, that came up out of the cave. He said that it was probably juvenile because the adults are known to poison their victims and then drag them off into the caves and sacrifice them for their ritualistic purposes. So they have a noxious gas that emits from like a talon or something like that, that they're able to poison their prey with. So after learning that, like, that just scared me to death. Like, I have no desire to go searching for the you know, the cave creatures anymore. But immediately after that, though, that investigation, before I even knew what it was or had any ideas what it could have been, like, I got so depressed. It just impacted me in a way that I wasn't expecting. I think just the fear that I felt, It kind of disrupted my whole like outlook on what it was, what I was searching for in the paranormal. You know, everything I had ever really dealt with before was very different. It wasn't physical. There wasn't a physical, like, you know, I felt that, I heard that. And so it impacted me in a way. And then Papa Art, Blaine, you remember Papa Art?
I miss Papa Art.
Yeah, Father Art. He was a priest with the Anglican Catholic Church. I went to visit him not long after this incident, and he saw the darkness on me, and he helped me. He did Reiki, and he got that off of me. I felt so much better after that. And when I explained to him what had happened, I said it all stemmed from this place in North Alabama, this farm. He's like, "You've got to take me there. We have to go back." He said, "You've got to let me bless it, and we have to get closure for you." Yeah. And I was like, "No, I don't want to go back." I was like, "That's the last thing I want to do, Papa Art, is go back." And he's like, "No." He was adamant. He's like, "We're going."
Knowing Papa Art, he said, "Kim, you're going to go." And he's very convincing. So you got in the car and you went.
Yes, that's exactly what we did. And man, I tell you, he was in a wheelchair by that point. He's passed now. He's passed a few years ago, but he was already in a wheelchair at that point. But he was determined. He couldn't go up the mountain, obviously. So Father Billy, one of his assistants, was with us. But he was determined to bless that cave. We were going to bless that whole property. He had us out there in that field around that burial mound, smoking a peace pipe ceremony. And but you know what? The scary thing is he was not immune to whatever this darkness, this chaos that was there. We left Papa Art in his wheelchair with Father Billy's wife on the front porch, or near the front porch in the front yard of this house, while we went up to the cave. And no sooner that we got around the corner of the house, we hear screaming. Papa Art is hollering, Billy's wife's hollering. We run back to see what happened, and something had flipped Papa Art's wheelchair backwards, and he had whacked his head on the ground.
Oh.
And it was
hard. Holy crap.
Yeah, it's terrible. Like,
he was attacked.
He was attacked.
Yeah, he was attacked. And I've seen him get attacked several times. And we've had to protect each other from spirits and entities before.
Mm-hmm.
Even when Art was still walking and doing good.
Yeah.
And Art's a strong man. I mean, his spirit is really strong. His energy is really strong. And for something to attack him, I guarantee it was not a Native American it was not a Cherokee that attacked him.
No.
That was another whole different entity that attacked him.
Yeah. Very negative, very eye-opening, you know, because I thought this would just be easy breezy. You have got, I mean, how could it not be easy? You got two of the best priests you know going to this place, and we were going to knock it out. And but boy, they about took Papa Art out that day. That was very scary, very eye-opening. But that was the end of that for the most part. When I left that day from that second, that peace ceremony and everything, I was feeling pretty good about it. But as I was leaving, like, my car was glitching. So at that time, I had a little car that had one of those fancy digital displays, like on the screen for GPS and everything. It did something I'd never seen before. As we were leaving, it was scrambled like, I don't know, like in old days when you couldn't dial in a channel.
You didn't pay for the channel. You got the scramble. Yeah.
Yeah. A scrambled channel. All the different colors. Yeah.
Old days.
I've never seen.
You know what? I have seen, and I don't know which show or which documentary or which whatever, but that happens when you have a weird EMF field around you or go by it or something. Yep. That's one thing.
That's right, it does.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kim, what I just did, I sent about 3,000 Native Americans of mine
Yes.
and the thousands that are already there to take care of this creature,
Good.
they're going to neutralize it.
Good.
There's some healing that needs to happen.
There's definitely healing.
There's definitely something defensive. Something interesting I want to just throw out there. When I was investigating a cave on the reservation in Cherokee, I experienced some little people. And even though they show themselves physically as a small child-like creature, they're definitely not. Did y'all hear that?
I heard it. There it goes again.
Yeah.
It went, ah.
I'm going to lock the door. And we'll do that later.
Why is it not
My house is so
already?
haunted. Yeah, my house is so haunted, y'all. I'm just saying. Anyway, this door's been
You're
open.
preaching to the choir, Lee.
Yeah.
You saw my little boy today when we were
yeah.
Lee was so
Sorry.
cool. She did an
That was
interview for me
I apologize.
for a magazine. So, and we were doing it. I was like, said, look over my shoulder. Look at Billy. And she's like, damn, he's right
and
there.
He was standing there. So Christy saw it too, heard it too. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know what it was, but the whole door was going like that. Anyway, back to this. Usually when I talk about little people, something funky happens. That might have been a cat or something. I'm not going to claim that. But anyway, my point is we got a video. We went up to the cave and we were doing our ghost hunting. My kids were with me because I wanted them to experience something that was so powerful, that was such a big part of our culture. And, the intelligence of these beings was just off the charts. And the whole point of bringing this up, the footage that we got, because I left a chewing gum wrapper, a piece of chewing gum on the, it's in the mountains. So it was like a little, a little place just before you get to the cave. So it was like a little table, but it was natural. And I just left chewing gum. Yeah, some chewing gum there. And I got down, finally we made it down the darn mountain, and we were on the railroad track, because the whole point of this was the railroads were being built by prisoners, and they would keep the prisoners in the cave, and they were having all these things happen. So that's why, as they tell the history of the train, they talk about this cave, and it's really just kept all this alive. But anyway, we come down. I've left chewing gum. My husband, I think, left a quarter. And when I got down and we were doing a video talking about what we'd experienced, I put my hands in my pockets, and yeah, honey buns probably do work better.
Yeah.
I have a chewing gum wrapper in my pocket. It's like they took the gum, but they wanted to make sure I took. I didn't even think about the wrapper,
Well,
lady.
But the foot, you could see them peeking out from the bush, and you can also see like a foot step out, and it looked like what your footage had.
Yeah. And
I'm just saying,
what my grandmother told me is, with little people in the Cherokee Nation, is once you offer them one thing, they'll give you back 10. You don't offer them something, they'll come after you.
Oh,
so
yeah. I went to town.
Huh?
I went to town after that, and I was looking for some fairy crosses, just remember them, because I really just have a love for it. And the chief Chief Henry had a gift shop there. That's how old this was, because Chief Henry's been deceased a while. And they gave me a whole card. They were all on a card that were connected to the car, so you can carry it, not drop them. And it was just really amazing how everybody acted different when we got to town. We had great service. They gave us free dessert. We got all those fairy crosses, and they weren't ruined either. It's not like they tumbled them. They were actually cut out and taken care of. I can't imagine somebody thinking it's smart to tumble a fairy cross. It's a cross.
Yeah, really.
I want it to be like a rock. It's stupid. But anyway, I really feel like it would have gone differently if we had been disrespectful, or if there was something there that didn't understand our purpose. Because those prisoners had a very different experience in that cave than we did.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just thought that was very unique because it reminded me of the same video footage we got. It's not as good as yours because you really have to look. But you see a little face pop out and everything.
Yeah.
Now, my husband's got some very little people footage, but we're not going to talk about that. We're going to let Matt come talk about it. But we'll let you know when you can see it.
Can I give a little hint? It was a brown chicken, brown cow.
As Gwen says, brown chicken, brown cow.
I was standing right there, and I was like,
yeah, I know.
I was
sitting there looking at
was standing right there, and Matt took the pictures and came back to the museum, and we were like, we're telling them.
You know, they had somebody acting up. Remember that person that acted silly that day?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy, they had a field day with him.
Yes, they did.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Somebody went in there being a douchebag, and they let him hold it.
Oh, no. They were making him like a teenager, like giddy. He was being silly. It was so cute.
That's what I mean. After that, he had a bad night. He shouldn't have been so silly. Hey, Kimmy.
Hey, Kimmy.
I'm going to pop up. Say it fast 3 times.
Say what fast 3
brown
times?
Chicken, brown cow, brown chicken, brown
brown chicken, brown cow, brown chicken, brown cow, brown chicken, brown cow. There you go, 3 times. Didn't think I could do it, did you, Christy?
I wanted to pop this up real quick for you, Kim. This is the powwow for the tribe that the 3 of us are in, May 2nd. Okay. And it's at the Haygood Mill Historic Site in Pickens. And it's, look at his feathers he got.
I love it. I got to do something to mine, Blaine. I'm going to need your advice.
Okay, no problem. I ordered, this is the first time in my whole life I've got to order my regalia for a powwow. I've got some red suede leather pants. I've got some moccasin boots that are high topped.
High heels. That's cute.
High heels.
He's gonna strut to high heels with his pierced belly button.
Hold on, I'll show you.
That's what Blaine's so bad tonight.
That's the boots I got for the powwow.
Oh, I like those.
Aren't they nice?
They're a pain in the buttocks to put on, but once you get them on, they're comfortable. And I ordered 2 ribbon shirts. Hi, Nancy.
Hey, Nancy. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, we appreciate
it. The reason why I brought all this up is because we have access to the petroglyphs that are on site after the powwow. It's a closed opportunity for us to be able to investigate the museum, those very old artifacts in there, and then the petroglyphs, and then the cabins that the brown chicken, brown cow was going on in.
That cabin was so active the whole night.
It'd be great.
That sounds amazing. That sounds amazing.
So you guys, before we go, can we show off Kim's books?
Yes, please.
God, is it that time?
We got.
I just looked up and it was. Yeah.
We got 4 minutes. Yeah, and we didn't even get to talk about the CE5.
You just have to come back.
You're gonna have to
have her back, so we got another show with it. I love it.
All right. Yeah. So Kim, when I pop them up, why don't you tell everybody? Because I can't really tell. I don't know which order they're in.
The Rockford haunting.
Yeah, so this is the true story of the very first case Blaine and I ever worked together with on, and we found out after the fact that a serial killer had lived next door to this house this poor lady was being haunted in, and he was known as the voodoo preacher. So that the rabbit hole on that one goes very deep as well. So very, very interesting story.
All right.
And that's the part 2.
That's part 2. And it's the same
story.
It's a continuation of the story because there was so much to tell.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. And don't know which order these came in, guys. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, this is a collection of stories that Shane, my investigator Shane, and I worked on for the History Press, all about Talladega County, Alabama.
All right. And
this one also just a collection of Alabama stories and hauntings.
All 4 great books. Y'all
I'll
go.
have to check them out.
Kim, they're still on Amazon, right?
They are. Yeah.
That's
Go
where
to
I got
Amazon
the
and buy her books.
Yes.
I mean, I've read every one of them, and I'm just honored she put me in like with 3 of those.
Thank you.
Ah.
But this was amazing.
Oh,
Christy, you don't even know the half the fact with that idiot, the voodoo preacher.
Kimmy's in St. Clair County, Alabama.
Oh, that's
I
not
didn't
far
know
from
that,
me.
Kimmy.
No.
That's
I
not
didn't
far from
realize
me at all.
Yeah, you're just north of me. I'm in Wetumpka.
I can't say that word. I don't care how many times I try. I can't.
Hey, y'all can't tell me I'm not Indian. I live in Cherokee Estate. I live on Shawnee Drive. I live in a Native American town called Wetumpka.
All I know is that you're near Montgomery. I can't say it right. Montgomery.
We just call it Monkey Town. So,
Well, when I told him Blaine was like, "Don't fly into Montgomery."
don't fly into Montgomery because you might get shot.
Honestly,
I don't drive into Montgomery without my pistol no more.
well, I was being picked up, so it wasn't like I had to get a rental car or Uber.
You're okay because you were just at the airport. If you went outside that gate airport, down.
Yeah.
They just had a shooting there like 2 days ago.
Oh my God. Well, when I came in, I got to say that it was a small airport, but I got in.
It's a little regional airport. Everything comes out of Atlanta or Dallas or Charlotte. So
no Charlotte. I hate Charlotte.
Hey, Michael, I'll see you guys tomorrow night.
That's right. Hey, Blaine, if you remind me, I'll put some kind of Michael. If you have an ad for that with Blaine as a guest, please pull it over to me, push it over to me, and I'll put it out there. You got to remind us, Blaine.
We've only got a little bit of time left, so I popped up that about the powwow. Kim, I'd love for you to come. We're going to Deep South. Woohoo! Deep South is coming up August the 8th and 9th in Enterprise, not Ozark. So this is going to be great. They'll have more information coming out about it. Their website is up to date, deepsouthparacomicon.com. The next
Kim,
one
that's run by Stan and Teresa Fikes, who you met at Pauling.
Mm-hmm.
So Christmas Spooktaculars, Christmas in July, at the Eisenhower Hotel in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. We will be there in the front room this year, and it's going to be so much fun.
We're not in the back room this year?
No, we didn't get stuck in the back. We got put in the front. We're not at the kids' table.
We're up in the front row.
We're not in the kids' table.
Front row badness now.
Yeah. So we'll be at the New Orleans Paranormal Conference. And these are some of the local people that will be speaking that I think people that come to town will want to hear the locals talk about their information, because you don't always get the whole story about a place. So that's great. There's my big ugly head. And you could go to the website, just Google it.
Pretty one on the whole page.
Oh, honey, thank you. Patty Negri and John Zappis. This is what makes this very unique. There's a lot of people speaking and doing workshops. I'm doing parapsychology, but I mean, Sam Baltrusis, Patty Negri, the Warren Society, the art of the battle is one of the topics. That's Father Bob Bailey, helping the haunted. And I love the fact that is being taught, because so many people think they need to go somewhere and fight it. So it's just an amazing show. Here's the other. It is an all-star cast.
Sorry.
Thank you, Christy.
Sorry about that.
So that's that. And here's Blaine's events that he's going to.
See how pretty she made me look?
Here's Gwen's, but that is not anywhere close to all of it. I think she's probably going to have 2 posters, because she's
adding. She's going to have a big ass poster.
But I'm keeping my purple eyes because they're awesome.
You got to keep them purple eyes. Those are badass.
They are. I love them.
I thought Gwen looked like Catherine Zeta-Jones in hers.
Sort of.
Maybe I should put that up there. Put her picture in there and let it do its thing. So
right, you already did.
Okay, yeah. So here is our list of what's coming up. We just finished with Ms. Johnson, and we've got JC Crowgirl on Family Spirit on Monday the 9th. And then we'll have a very special story that will involve my husband, me, and Blaine, and Debbie Cribb, and her son. I don't want to give any of it away, but that'll be
It's going to be
next
amazing.
week. So we've got a lot coming up.
I want to see my eyes purple too, Nancy. I do.
We're going to get some contacts and make that happen, you know.
We're just going to get her a purple magic marker and just mark her eyes purple.
There you, oh, well, we do
have
tomorrow night also, for you guys who've not seen, we've only done one. Our last guest was, Lee, tell them who our last guest was for Haunted Sisters.
Haunted Sister Diaries. Our last guest was Mr. John Zaffis. And we have more people coming in.
Tell them who's tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night is Mr. Kevin Ott from Haunted, no. Help me. He's
Haunted Discovery.
Haunted Discovery.
Yeah, that's Thursday.
Yes. With Brandon Alvis. Yeah, we do it on Thursday.
I missed today somewhere.
Yeah, my days are made.
Y'all, feature. We don't do it every Thursday, but we're going to do more. But Kevin Ott is a cast member on Haunted Discoveries. You can see all of their shows on Haunt TV, and they're doing a great job. They also have a YouTube channel that you can catch it. But I was on Family Spirits with them, and my mother was on it. That was the last time we were able to film together. And Kevin Ott and Brandon Alvis and Mustafa Gadalori make up that whole team. There's some new people that I've got to get the skinny on. I want to know who they are, because the lady they added, she just adds something special. She really does. She's kind of quirky and intelligent, but bubbly. And I can't wait to meet her, actually. But he's going to be on the show. And he also is a diver. And Gwen has a lot of experience diving. She's actually certified. So, and I have always wanted to investigate underwater. So we'll talk a bit about that.
That would be fun.
Yeah, I got to get recertified because it's been a while. After I hurt my shoulder, I couldn't. So I kind of dropped it, you guys.
Well, that's it. That's all I want to
Hold on 1 second. Just letting you know, your mom's here. She's playing with my hair like she was earlier today. That's how her mom always greeted me when she saw me.
She always
loved playing with my hair.
She said, I just want to sit him down and just braid his hair. Just want to braid his hair.
Just braid his hair.
Her little
You're going to braid my hair for the powwow.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
We're getting background voices, y'all.
All right, guys. Well, I know hours up.
Yep. I'm going to play this one thing, and then we'll close out, Gwen, if that's all right. I'd like to do our mission statement for Family Spirit or All Access Network. And then please close us out, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, love. Hello, my name is Lee Triana Brown. I am the CEO of All Access Network Television. We are a Native American, Asian American, woman-owned multimedia network built on one simple belief: every story, every voice, all access. All Access Network Television creates professional, ethical programming that uplifts underrepresented voices, community leaders, artists, veterans, indigenous creators, and small businesses. Stories often overlooked by the mainstream media. Grant funding allows us to expand, bring high-quality storytelling to communities that deserve to be seen and heard. This support directly strengthens the representation, preserves the culture, and builds a long-term community impact. Thank you for investing in inclusive media, authentic voices, and the power of storytelling. Takes me a while to figure out where the button is.
Go ahead. What you need, Glenn?
Thank you guys for watching us tonight. You had 1,000 choices what your entertainment was. You watched us. Thank you. It means the world to us.
It does.
Yes, it does. Take us away, Gwen. Take us
And
away.
thank you, Kim, for coming on.
Hey, before we got, we didn't have to do a disclaimer one time tonight.
You
That
did
was-
good,
After
Blaine.
that. Last night we had it rolling and rolling and rolling.
It was rolling. It was rolling. All right. Good night, everybody.
Bye,
Thank
everybody.
you.
See you next.
Don't
See you
forget,
next Monday.
10 o'clock. Yep, 10 o'clock is Red Road Paranormal with Rez. And see you there. Have a good night.